AITA for deciding to go no contact with my fiancé's family, despite attempts at reconciliation? I, 27F, am engaged to my fiancé, 29M. We had been close friends for 3 years before becoming a couple. Once we got together, we were inseparable. After about 2 months of dating, we fell in love and decided to start a family. I know it was quick and may seem impulsive, but it genuinely felt like one of those when you know moments. I had only met his mom a couple of times before getting pregnant, and we never really connected. She didn't make much effort to get to know me. His sister, on the other hand, seemed nice at first. But over time, things got complicated. When our first baby was born, I didn't have any boundaries in place. I was just excited and wanted everyone to be a part of the baby's life. His mom visited shortly after, but the visit was incredibly awkward. My mom, who lived with us at the time, went back to work, and I was left trying to make conversation with a woman who barely engaged. His sister asked when we'd come down to their hometown, 2 hours away, so she could meet the baby. I was annoyed. When she had her baby, we went out of our way to visit, and I couldn't imagine asking a brand new mom to travel. Later, I found out she and their mom had already been up a couple of times but just didn't stop by. That stung. Fast forward, they came up a few more times and never visited. Yet when we didn't stop by once while we were in town, it sparked a fight. His sister brought up a list of grievances from the past year, mostly about our gender reveal and baby shower, accusing my family of judging them even though my family was the one hosting and didn't even have time to sit down. His mom called me to clear the air, but ended up talking over me, telling me I needed new friends, and half-heartedly saying the judging might have been a misunderstanding. His sister then told me to make my family change. After that, I didn't speak to her for a while. Eventually, she apologized, but it felt forced. My fiancé had begged her to do it. From there, our relationship became distant. We had another pregnancy that ended in miscarriage. 4 months later, I was pregnant again. We told my family first, then his sister, and finally his mom. I posted the ultrasound in a group chat thinking everyone had been told, but his brother hadn't, and it turned into a whole fight. His sister said it was unfair that we told my family first. Later, I posted something general about how if people don't check in on my kid, I won't be putting effort in either. She claimed it was directed at her, it wasn't, and launched into another fight. She and their mom brought up more issues from the past year. They claimed I never thanked their mom for gifts, even though I have texts, calls, and video chats to prove otherwise. One example, a Valentine's gift I forgot to acknowledge for a few days because I was deep in first trimester sickness. I called his mom to address things. She ended up screaming at me. I started crying so she finally stopped. She accused me of being the reason her son doesn't call her, of tearing their family apart, and more. It was awful. When our second baby was born, I set clearer boundaries. No hospital visits except my mom and sister, who were my support system. His mom kept calling to ask if she could come anyway. My fiancé told her to just call and offer to bring flowers. This upset me, as it put me on the spot. She ended up not coming, but was very clearly upset about it. 3 days after our baby was born, my dad passed away. While grieving and postpartum, we had to travel for the funeral. His mom and sister said they'd attend, but I suspected it was to see the baby. Afterward, his mom asked if we could stop by, but we declined. We were emotionally and physically drained. They were so mad about this. She visited a few weeks later. My mom was over, and after she left to go next door, his mom abruptly said she had to leave too, didn't say bye to the kids and slammed the door. My fiancé followed and she exploded, saying she was upset she couldn't kiss the kids. We had a no-kissing rule due to illness season. She told him my mom kissed the baby and no one cared. My mom denied this and respected the rule, and the only person that seemed to see this was his mom. Then came another meltdown. His sister got involved, twisting words and making claims. I sent a long apology a week later, hoping to smooth things over, but got more blame in return. Along with a lot of lies saying things I did/said that just never happened. I was completely baffled. Eventually, we cut contact. She posted a passive-aggressive rant about me on a local mom group. Everyone knew it was about me. It was either complete lies or so much that was twisted to make me look bad. I responded with facts on my page, but there were too many lies to untangle. His mom called from his brother's phone and screamed at me, calling me AC*NT, along with many other names. My fiancé hung up, she called back, and he blew up at her too. We went full no contact. A year later, his sister ran into him and cried, saying she wanted to apologize. I gave her the benefit of the doubt, as it seemed sincere. But recently, she's gone back to being passive-aggressive, excluding me from posts, photos that I was a part of, lost our very high streak out of nowhere. I get these are small things, but this is exactly how it started the first few times this happened. I just don't want to do this all over again, so I want to cut it at the small things before they get big again. And now saying I'm being fake because I'm keeping their mom at arm's length. She texted me upset that our 3-year-old napped during her kid's birthday and that she didn't get to see him long, but I woke him up thinking we had at least an hour and a half left for him to play, only to find out we had 45 minutes left, due to the pool needing to be closed that day. Also, that she heard I said I don't like their mom, and never intend having a relationship with her. This was true, I did say this. Mind you, we've seen her 3 times in 7 months. She claims she's been putting in effort, we don't agree. With little to no calls, texts, or anything asking about the kids. She asked us to go to a barbecue not even 48 hours away when we don't live nearby, not calling on our son's birthday, but she showed up to the party. She left the pool without even saying bye to her son or grandkids. These things don't even feel like the bare minimum at this point. Maybe we're just comparing this to my side where my mom is consistently calling her grandkids, visiting randomly, and showing up to everything, but even calling once a month would feel like effort at this point. My fiancé is going to talk to her, but honestly, even if it ends on good terms, I'm done. The emotional toll has been too high, and I'm not willing to keep repeating the same cycle. AITA for finally cutting ties and refusing to rekindle any relationship with his family, even after apologies? Update. I went ahead and linked the first post here, so if you haven't read that, go ahead and read it before this. To answer some questions, his mom and sister have managed to make me feel insane. That's why we have kept going back. I definitely think they're really good at manipulating and guilt-tripping, as some of you have said. We're your family no matter what, you don't just cut off blood. Also his sister telling her kids that we just don't want to go see them and that's why we stopped coming. At the end of the day it's hard because of the kids. We love them so much, but also feel exhausted from his mom and sister. They constantly say things to him like, I'm your mom, I have raised you, and done so much for you, I can't believe you would treat me this way, or I'm your sister and you've been my closest brother for all my life, especially our adult lives, it hurts that you won't talk to me now because of her. His sister has called me a narcissist, that I've brainwashed him and she hopes I don't brainwash her nephews too. Has told me that I'm keeping her brother and nephews from her and it's unfair. I actually started to believe these things and it resulted in going to therapy where I was telling my therapists that I need fixed because I'm all these things. I had to completely rewire myself to stop believing those, and it took months of my therapists telling me that I'm not those things. It took me reading all the messages to her between all of us and she continued to tell me that she was actually baffled by what they would say to me. His sister is so much younger than us, I gave her the benefit of the doubt and thought she would mature, but I'm starting to think all she did was take a chapter out of her mom's book. She is an only girl out of 4 kids and has had a problem with all of her sister-in-laws at some point. One of her other sister-in-laws moved a couple hours away too and feels so much better about it, partially because of this along with other things in her life. And another sister-in-law and I reconnected a few days ago after running into each other only to find out she has been treated and feels the same way, to the point she also doesn't engage with them. Now for the real update. She had texted me again only a few hours later mad I hadn't responded, then again the next day saying I have made myself crystal clear by not responding that I would be mad if she was saying this about my mom. To be fair, she has also said a lot of lies about my mom, and that was the biggest reason I said something and was upset. However, I've just simply said I don't like her mom and don't want a relationship with her, so while she thinks it's talking shit, I think it's just telling how I feel. I'm curious on others' opinions on that? My fiancé called her right after the 3rd text saying how he feels, that he doesn't think his mom has tried at all. She was very upset, named 3 times in the 7 months she has tried, showing up to a birthday party, inviting us to a barbecue, and flowers on my birthday. He mentioned to her that wasn't effort. They went back and forth for a while, because she kept saying that we don't give their mom a chance, that it's unfair, we'll always hold her at arm's length. My fiancé brought up things in the past prior to us, that made them stop having a relationship. At some point I did say something, so she asked me directly why she was hearing that I said those things. I told her because I did. She said she didn't want a relationship with me if I'm going to talk about her mom like that. I said okay, that's fine, we don't need to have one. She went off to me about the attempts of effort. My response was 7 months of performative behavior doesn't erase years of disrespect. She was speechless and asked when I was going to stop bringing up the past, so I told her when it stops repeating itself, otherwise it's not in the past. I also told her that if she wants to put in effort to call once or twice a month, to show up on a random day to hang out with her grandkids. She asked what I expected. I said to show up on Saturday when she doesn't work. She then proceeded to tell me that I need to move on because they apologized, but to me an apology is only as good as the change behind it. She tried telling me my past is repeating too by talking shit. I let her know that I wasn't talking shit, I was saying how I felt. She said that I'm being fake by making their mom think we're all good. I asked how if I only ever say hi and bye to her when I see her. She said, exactly, my mom said you won't engage in conversation with her. That seemed a little contradicting to me, and sounds like she agrees I'm not being fake? In the past it was the same thing. My reaction to their disrespect is always met with me talking shit, but I feel like I just vent, say the facts of what is said/done and how it feels. I constantly want to explain myself to them, but I know no matter what I say they will continue to feel the way they do and it's not worth it. She also tried throwing other people under the bus for saying things about me to her, so I asked these people and they all confirmed she either twisted what they said, misunderstood them, or that they didn't even mention anything like that at all. She did try calling my fiancé again saying she didn't want to fight and that they both love all of us so much, but he didn't say anything and hasn't spoke to her since. Moving forward I will definitely be removing myself completely and letting him decide what he wants to do with his time when it comes to them. I'm very secure in my relationship. I know he will never let them talk poorly on me, and so I'm just going to move on from it all so that I can keep my peace, not theirs. I did remove his sister from all social media as well.